You really should be careful about your kids or your pets playing in that water.
You don't have to go far to find water.
Sometimes this water could potentially be cause illness or be dangerous to you.
Ashley Amick is with Access Analytical, an environmental testing laboratory.
This water, it can accumulate fecal coliform bacteria, among other things, but fecal coliform is probably the most common contaminant that you see in surface water samples like this.
We wanted to see what is in some of the water.
What I have here are some sterile containers that we have, and I've got some gloves that we of course want to put on before we handle the water.
A puddle in the station parking lot, a nearby sinkhole with moving water, and another puddle, this one surrounded by debris from the October flood.
Okay, and that one's ready to go. We'll take these back to our laboratory and we're going to test them for fecal coliform and determine what the concentration is of that in these samples.
The samples were incubated overnight. We got the results a few days later.
The samples had very high results, particularly the standing water. Those results were greater than 20,000 colonies or cells, if you will, per milliliter of water were found to be in those samples.
To put that in perspective, the samples have 50 times what would be acceptable for surface waters. Puddles tend to be more of a problem, though.
They're in low-lying areas, and there's always some sort of fecal matter that's on the ground from animals, primarily from rodents and birds. Those droppings are just pretty much everywhere. And when it rains, what happens is it tends to wash that into the low-lying areas, into puddles.
Amick says this isn't something to be panicked about, but he wants people to be aware of what's in the water.
Does it mean they're absolutely going to get sick from it? No, not at all. But it just means you should have a good common sense approach to it.
In Columbia, Daniel Bonds, News 19, WLTX.